Prestatyn Town 2, Denbigh Town 1. Bit nervy at the end there, Gibbo, but 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points is obviously the positive that we take out of it. After losing last week, it's imperative we get back to winning ways. The lads have worked extremely hard this week on a game plan of what we thought Denbigh would bring against us, because I've watched them play on a number of occasions. But they changed their shape to play against us today and matched us up in certain areas, and so we had to sort of be bright, be on our feet, and come up with a different sort of game plan. And the lads did really well first half, and I thought we were value for being ahead in the game. But it changed on their sending off, and normally it would change on a sending off that we would get the initiative and gain impetus from that. But it galvanised Denbigh as a group, and they came on strong at that point, and we weren't good enough in the ways that we should have executed the overload with the man advantage that we had. So areas for us to work on there, definitely. But one thing this group has been really, really good at in the period of time that I've been working with them is that when the odds go up against us, they find the character and resilience to come back. So when Denbigh have equalised, they haven't accepted it. They could have felt sorry for themselves. They came back into it, and you don't want to win too many games in the last minute, but there's no better feeling really in front of the home fans at the attacking the clubhouse end, and a last minute winner is fantastic.
You talked after Ruthin last week about performance levels. Were they where you wanted them to be today, or is it just happy to be moving forward?
No, I think that's something that we spoke about in the change rooms after the game, was that if we're going to be moving this football club and this group of players and this team forward to where we want it to take it, that sort of level of performance isn't good enough for us. The lads are fully aware of that, and we have off days, but we've got to be better than that. We've got to use the ball better. All the things that we worked on in training this week sort of went out the window a little bit in that second half when they went down to 10 men, and that's something that we've got to be better at, and we've got to be wiser to. But what I would say is that we've got a group of good characters, in the fact that I was a little bit concerned for Aaron White. Obviously he had a clash of heads with KP, and we were monitoring him. He lost a tooth in that incident, but wouldn't come off, refused to come off. And when you've got a lad of 18 years of age or 19 years of age, what is he now, and come through the youth ranks, and he wants, that's how much it means for him to play for his local club, then we're going in the right track. And there was a few lads there really who've been struggling this week, who've managed to get themselves through 90 minutes and find a way to win the game. So we've got to understand that sometimes the performance isn't what we wanted it to be, but when we look at what some of the injuries that some of the lads were carrying today, then maybe it excuses it. But we draw a line under it. We take the positives of the 3 points from it, and we move forward, working very hard this week on a game plan to win next week's game.
So speaking of next week's game, what do we take from this to go into that? Bearing in mind Ollie Buckley with a bit of an unfortunate injury, was it towards the end of the first half in this game? What we expecting for next week?
Well, next week's another challenge, as everything is in this league. But the challenge that we've set down is that we had an excellent run, pre-Christmas, during the Christmas and New Year break, and then after it, and we were in very, very good form, and we were playing to the height of our sort of standards, and and we've had a bit of a drop off since then. Maybe that we pushed them so hard over that Christmas period with the big games coming up, and it started to catch us out a little bit. But we've then gone after that very successful period. We've gone win against Hollywell, loss against Buckley, win against Holyhead, loss against Ruthin, win against Denbigh. So we've got to break the pattern. So next week it's got to be another win another win next Saturday, so that we break the pattern from what we've been on recently. Because you don't win any leagues next season, or any titles, or we don't achieve things if we can't find that level of consistency. So that's what we'll be striving for this week.
We've talked a little bit before about squad depth and things like that. Jimbo Hay today coming in, having a very good performance at the back. Is it nice to see the calmness that your defence plays with?
Yeah, I asked my defenders to play in a certain way, and Dave Hayes, Jimbo, and Dan Roberts, probably typify that sort of, calmness, cool on the ball, wanting to play out from the back, but also being very resolute defenders. We've got other players like that, who we're looking to ingrain into the first team. It's a bit difficult. James Jones has been very, very unlucky because he works away, and it's hard for him to get back as often as enough to be as available as we'd like him to be. But when we need to call on him, James Jones is somebody that you are, that you're going to get an excellent performance off when you need to put him into the team, and he understands that. Jane Aubrey and Toby Sylvester are doing really well, and they're knocking on the door as well. So we've got a range of players that we feel comfortable in that position. But it's different when you get into games like this. It's hard to then throw them on in the middle of a contest like this when 3 points are at stake. We've ended up going with what we've been with today. So 100% that we've got enough squad depth at the moment to get us where we want to be. But if they rest on the laurels and don't continue to improve, then the chances will pass them by.
Cheers, Gibbo.